Hey guys, it's Joette with BalloonCoach.com, and today we are doing a lunch and learn. We're recording this on April 14th, 2022, and I'm so excited today. Jenny Porter is back to give you some amazing tips on creating these super fun sprinkled donuts. For those of you who don't know Jenny, I was blessed to meet her several years ago when she came to Orlando. That was back when it was Promotions and Profits, correct?
Yeah, that's a four times ago, right?
And so 4 years ago, Jenny came to Orlando, and I love that she had one of those personalities where she wanted to help out. And she helped out the instructors we had at the event so that she could gain knowledge from them. We also could see that she had an amazing talent. And so last year, Jenny was a part of our team for Balloon Boss Summit and actually helped and be a styled photo shoot. So she's great at taking amazing pictures of her work and coordinating with other vendors where she lives to do styled shoots. And so she brings that wonderful magic to Orlando to help everybody at Summit leave with beautiful photos to market with. So Jenny's going to share some tips that she came up with the other day from you did a styled photo shoot, right?
I did do a style photo shoot for myself, which is nice to get.
And then what was the event that you did the big donut birthday for?
Oh, that was my business partner's daughter's birthday. So
Oh,
we wanted something a bit different.
awesome.
And
Well, it looked
we
beautiful.
got inspiration. You know, everywhere you go, you get inspiration from somebody. And I got inspiration from my friend Kelly, and she makes these amazing donuts on a large scale. And I was like, that's a bit too big for me, but brought it down to like the 5-inch balloon scale, which is perfect.
So Jenny,
So
tell us about you, where you're
sure.
located, and the name of your business.
So I am Jenny Porter. I own two businesses, Three Sparrows Balloons and the Fett Studio. And we are located in Oshawa, which is in Ontario in Canada, kind of near Toronto, if you want like a landmark. And I am a home-based business. Recently quit my job and going full-time, which is scary. I'm sure all of you out there, it's scary, but it's awesome. And I work out of a really cute detached garage on my house. So I'm gonna show you around a little so you can kind of see it's like a 1.5 garage. So I'll do like the spin. So this is my like where I keep all my like 5-inch and 11-inch, because it's kind of cute, and where I take some of my pictures from my marquees. And then as we kind of spin here, there's a really cute slide for my kids, because upstairs there's a loft which they can play in, and my business partners' kids are smaller, so they can watch TV and stuff. And then that's kind of where we do like most of our blowing up, and like we have a center console if both of us are working in here, and a TV so I can watch all my murder mysteries. And then it's kind of just like a big mess, but we keep all of our 18-inch and plus sizes in these boxes, and they're all marked for Tough Tex, Battaletex, Qualitex. Those are the main three that I use. And then this station here is where we do all our vinyl and all that stuff. And then back in this corner, which is like the crazy corner, that's where we keep all our foils. We keep them in boxes with like, it says food and drinks, mermaids in summer, things like that. So it's just small, but it's like mighty. It works for us. And then this is the corner where I like do my lunch and learns with Joette, and because it's super cute.
Cool. So just you're showing us a bunch of the slide right now. You just need to tilt it just a teeny bit.
Oh, I slid a bit. There we go. Is that better?
That's perfect. And Jenny, thank you so much for the tour, because so many people, that's a number one question I get over and over again is how are people organizing their space, from the people who work from home, work like you do in a garage attached to your home, or detached, and then people who, have storefronts or warehouses. Everybody loves to see everybody's organization. So thank you for that sneak peek.
Yeah, so today we're going to do donuts, which is super fun. They're about, you can see one in the background here. They're about 2.5 feet. So today we're going to do I figured Easter was like a good thing to do. So we'll do another Easter donut. But it's so simple. You don't need any framework, which I think is really important to say. Some people use hula hoops, which you totally could do. Like you can make your own version, but this is really simple. So it's 18 quads. And I'm going to do just 2 for you, but I've pre-blown them so that we can kind of whip through it. So the color that we're going to use, so this color here, this is a Tough Tex. I think it's chocolate is what that one is. And then it's just white. And then for this one, I like to use Cameo so Cameo is Tough Tex or Qualitex Blush. But my supplier's out of Qualitex Blush right now, so I couldn't get any. I feel like that's everybody's life story right now. So you just got to make do. So you're going to make 2 different quads. So you're going to make a quad. I'm going to call it icing versus dough. So the dough color is your Cameo. So for the first quad, you're going to do 3 of them. I use Conwin. Lots of people use different ones, but if you're using a Conwin Precision Air, it's 0.5 on your Precision Air. This is super important is round your balloons. So I round them on myself. Give that more donut-y shape. And then for your second duplicate, you're going to use 1 of your icing and then 1 of your dough.
And what level did you say that was on your Precision Air?
I use 0.5. So it's about 4.5 inches, give or take. And then you're going to make them into your quad, which is super, and there's your first one. So that's the first part of your donut. And then for your second quad, 2 icings and 2 doughs. Sounds funny, but. Same thing, round them. 2 icings, 2 doughs. So that is the 2 that you have to do. That's it. You're going to make 9 of each. Okay? Let's throw that one that way because I pre-did them all. So your next step after you've blown up all those, I felt like you guys didn't need to see me blow up so many balloons. You're just going to get a regular 260. It doesn't matter which one you start with. You're just going to start with 1 of them. And you're just going to tie your 260 in a knot. I'm not sure if like everybody needs this knot, but that's it. And that's your starting point. So if you've made, just throw that down there. If you've made a column before, this should be pretty easy. And if you've done like the CBA and that too, which is a really great opportunity, it's the same process. You're going to take 1 and then do the other. So always keep your, you can see that. So it's dough on one side, icing on the other. And then you're going to put your middle icing here and then wrap twice. If you can see that. So dough on one side, icing on the other. So we're just going to do that over and over and over again until we get through our 18. You only need 1 260. It's super easy. So this will take me like 3 minutes if you want to like chat a bit.
Sure, I'll be glad to chat while you're doing that. So one of the things people always ask me is, should I use a 260 to build with? Should I use fishing line? Should I use other types of strings? People hear about Dacron line or Mason line. Why do you choose to use a uninflated 260 for this design?
So this design, you'll need the flexibility of the 264. And you'll see once we finish it, why that is. I haven't tried it with a fishing line. I think this just makes it tighter, personally.
And so one of the things that happens with using the 260s is you do want to make sure that they're not super old stock, because sometimes that will break. So having a fresher one is good. And then if you're a person that you're really, really strong-handed and you tend to rip balloons apart, sometimes using a 350 or a 360 instead works for some people who just pull on it really, really tight, or if you're needing it to last a super long time.
I was at the big balloon build in Vincine's, and we used some stock that was from 2009, and we had to build a mosaic, and it was really interesting. We got it, but it just like for every one that would blow up, you would break 10. It was super frustrating, but sometimes you just have to manage, and you can't get upset about it. Like things happen. It just is what it is.
And so again, when you're using the uninflated 260 or a 350, it just allows you to have the movability to kind of make that design go into the circle that she'll show you. And then the other thing about deciding, like if you want to use mason line or fishing line, if you don't have the uninflated 260s, is I find working with the mason line is nice because of the fact that it doesn't cut into your hands as much as fishing line sometimes does. But other people love that fishing line is clear. And so typically using a 50-pound or heavier is best, because then that cuts into the balloons in your fingers less. And then as you do this pattern, I believe she's doing a count to make sure she's got her 18, and that you're also yeah, and you always just want to check that you're alternating it. In a pack like this, oftentimes if you're transporting, like making it home and then taking it in a bag, is often, you know, one or two are going to get a little wonky on you. So you just kind of want to lay it down and look at it first and maneuver your balloons around a little bit in case your icing gets wonky.
So this is what we have. So one big long piece. At the end, when I have, like you can see, I just have a tiny bit of my 260 left. I just tie it to the last. I did my 2 rounds, and then I tie it to my last nozzle. Just I don't want it to come apart. So this is the beginning. So this is the key part here, is making your donut. You need to make sure that your icing faces up. So the key to that, I'm just going to move this table for a second. The key to that is when you're rounding it, you're kind of rounding it towards your, like icing towards yourself. So you can take one end and nozzle. So the other end nozzle. So now I have like I guess it's like a U. Like you're just going to tie, I like to tie nozzle to nozzle. I'm like, everybody hates it but me, I think. But I'm going to tie nozzle to nozzle. And then you can see we almost have a shape. You're just going to take your 2 and your 1 and just kind of get them to be together. And that's your donut. Yay. Now you have a donut shape. Huzzah!
Super fun.
Right? Like so easy. So next we will decorate it, which is super fun. That's kind of like the fun part for me, is that I like to put the fun things on. So I have a whole bunch of different things. I like to theme them. That's how I roll. But you can really do anything. Like there's no rhyme or reason to like what goes on there. Like I pre-did some like 260 like icing bits. But I'm going to show you how to make a sprinkle, because I think like even though it is really easy, you may not know how to do it. So let's do that together, and then I will add all like my bits for you, and then we'll have a donut. So simple. So you're going to take a 260 or a 160 depending on the width of your sprinkle that you want, and you're literally just going to tie a knot, which is, I've made this so hard for myself here. Anyways, I'll cut that, and then it doesn't really matter because I'm going to keep using the same piece over and over again. You're just going to tie your knot and then slide it onto your, I use a hand pump, I just think it's easier, but if you had like a legenda or whatever, and then make it like for this donut, I'd make them a bit smaller just because I think it looks nicer, but, and then tie a knot. And then cut your ends off, like super easy. And you can keep using the same 260 over and over again until you get as many out of it as you can. So it gets that opportunity to like, and then you glue it on. It's so cute. But so there, I'm going to use it again, tie a knot, and then slide it on. And that's it, over and over and over again. They do take a bit of time, so like you have to count that into your pricing, but they're really.
One of the things I always have people tell me is they're like, "Oh, Joette, I just made the little extras while I was watching TV with my family the other night, so it didn't take that long." I'm like, "But that time still counts." So I encourage everybody who loves to do creative things like this that take a lot of time, especially if you're a crafter at heart, please make sure to do time studies of how long it takes you and still charge for that time to your clients.
So I use like U-glue dots. It doesn't really matter. I just find these really easy. So what I do is I will blow up like 10 to 12 of the same color of icing into small rounds. So on my PA, it's 0.1. And then you're literally just going to stick them like wherever you, make sure it's like everywhere. But wherever you think, like, I don't know, and stick your like nozzles down. You don't want to see the nozzle.
Hide the mechanics, as they say.
Yeah, like no one will notice but you, but you'll notice.
So yeah, the adhesive that she is using is U-glue dashes.
They're the best. Except in the cold. Don't use them in the cold. They don't stick. I use 3M in the cold and then blow on it. It's really cold up here, like even like in like warmer months, it's still not warm. But so you just kind of have to make do. Okay, so once you get those on, you can start adding. So sprinkles are something I add. Dots are something I add. So like if you look at gourmet sprinkle companies, they don't just have regular sprinkles. They have little dots in them and like cute little things. So I always add little extras, but I thought it would be really cute if we put some like squiggles on there today. And then I, like Joette says, if you're creative and I am creative and I really love painting on balloons, like you could totally like paint like cute little things on balloons and then like add them on, which I think I will. It's like little mini eggs. I have a problem when it comes to this stuff because I do overdo it in a way, but I think a lot of the clients that I do have will pay for it because they know that they're getting like a different type of product. But like if they're not paying for it, don't do it.
Thank you, Jenny. Yeah, if they're not paying, do not do the extras, but if they are paying, do the extras.
Or do it for yourself. Like if you're practicing, like that's how you, what is it I saw you wrote yesterday? You sell what you show.
Yep.
100%. Like.
And then the other thing for you guys too is as you're making this, take pictures at the different stages. So like as she gets a couple of these sprinkles on, she could take a picture of it just like that. And then add the next layer in. And then if you're doing the hand painted, do a photo before you put the hand painted on, and then do a photo with the hand painted. And then what you can do is when a client's like, what do you mean it's $250 for one donut? Well, you can say, or we have this other option that is, at a different price. So giving people those different price points so they can see what the difference is. And sometimes we forget about that when we're in a big project. So with this is a great way to show, take those pictures in the layers.
So these squiggles, like I am not a twister, so I won't say that I am. I'm not. But all you do is you blow it up straight, and then you just curve it, and you kind of just, and they'll stay in place. Like I don't do anything that's super hard. I think like I do get creative, but for myself usually, or for like super paying clients, most of the time, like everything I do is easy. And I like to make money. So let's do it to make money.
A question came up as to what type of paint you used to make your egg.
I use acrylic paint from Michael's. It's just like the American brand is what I used for these ones. And it actually, when I did a wedding shoot, and I used the same acrylic paint too for painting flowers. But it's like, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's like abstract. That's how I roll with it. But I'll put a couple more of them on as long as these don't pop.
Super, super cute.
Yeah, they did pop, but that's the idea. I glued them together because I was having a little bit too much fun yesterday
with your display. I love it. Yeah,
well,
and
that's the thing, right? I really when I go to Summit and I'm a teacher there, this is what I'm showing people. I'm showing people the importance of having really great displays and like what you can do and how easy it is. Like Melissa, Vincent and we built these amazing displays at Summit, and everyone can do it. Like, you are capable of doing all of these great things. And sometimes we just need a little bit of like someone to show us. And that's what we're here for. And that's the great thing about Summit is that there's like, is it 100 people, Joette?
Yeah, right? 100 attendees and 25 instructors.
Yeah, so you get to like hang out with, I still get starstruck, but like hang out with people that you follow on Instagram and Facebook and actually talk to them. So like you get to sit down at lunch and you sit down with like I remember the first time I met like Katie Burns was there my first year, and like Cody and Tommy, and like I literally was like, this is crazy. And they're just people. But in my world, I was like, these are the people I want to be like. Right. I want to be like them. I want to do as well as them. Chris Potts, Marlene, like they're all the right people to be there because they're the ones that'll sit down and show you, oh, like Chris Potts, oh, you want to put confetti and helium balloons? Like, yep. And he will do it over and over again until you get it. Like, you don't feel stupid, you learn. And that's what I think I love most about Summit. Like, you really get to, you meet the right people. And then later in life, when you're like, I have no idea how to do this, maybe I'll just message Liz Romani and she'll tell me how to do it. And then she does.
That's awesome.
So, I don't know. Like, that's, to me, that's what is great about it.
Yeah, it's about building those relationships and just getting to hear that people are human, because so many times when we see like Balloons by Tommy online and just all the things that they do, I'm so excited that this year Scott De Lorenzo, who's the business side of Balloons by Tommy, will be there to teach us about how to build those systems for growth. And it's really fun just to be able to go, okay, this is a person taking time away from their very busy business to be able to hang out and have lunch with me. And it's nice to be able to have that opportunity.
It's literally the coolest thing ever to be able to know the people that really have a handle on their business and can teach you stuff you would never, you take home like these nuggets of like, oh, that's easy.
I would have thought of that, yeah. And the other fun part that I love is like with Sarah Meyer with the Bright Balloon podcast. She's one of our instructors, and she's sponsored by 17 Hats, which is a customer management system. So being able to not just blow up the balloons and create beautiful pictures that you can sell with, but then actually be able to talk to people who are using systems to be more efficient, which makes you more profitable. And so on Sunday is our big build day, which is November 6th. So we'll be building different designs to be able to have styled shoots for you to be able to go in and take photography that catches people's attention on Instagram and Facebook, and that you can put into your marketing materials and into your website. And then an example for this donut, if you guys go and replicate this donut, if you're doing it for Easter, how fun is this just to put it up as a post for Easter? It's something different. Or if you want to do it for donuts with dad. So that was a little side note for you, is that a lot of preschools and other schools at Father's Day will do donuts with dad. Or sometimes during this school year, we'll have those kind of events. Or everybody knows that there's different donut shops that open up too. And this is just a fun thing for anybody who's doing sweets these days. It's totally trending. They're doing donuts at weddings.
Yes. It's just, like, you really can personalize these to be very unique and exciting, like gifts. Like if you wanted to add like a really cute unicorn mini on there, you could do that. Or like those 6-inch numbers you could add on there. If you don't want to do latex, you can put little like the foil stars, because technically like all that stuff is in those gourmet confetti jars. So it's super, super easy. It's just about, I think you just kind of every once in a while step back and look at where you're putting your sprinkles to like find the gaps. I would definitely put like 2 or 3 more of like the little eggs on here, which my OCD may make me do after this. But that's the idea, right? Like you can do waves, you can do little sprinkles, you can do the little tiny sprinkles, you can do carrots. Like I'll bring that closer so you can see.
That'd be great. I'd love to see the carrots closer. That's super fun. So just being able to think of any theme that is adorable for Easter.
So cute. Like, and I am not a twister. Like they were easy. I'm sure the twisters would make them even better.
Right.
But
so even if it was a blueberry festival and you make them look like blueberries, you turned your camera off.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
And or if it's a strawberry theme. And then so many people now are doing sweet treat for birthdays and Candyland and that kind of stuff. So these same kind of sprinkles can be put on type of ice cream sundaes and all of that too. So Jenny, any other tips you want to share with us on making the donut?
Oh, I honestly believe this is a super easy recipe, which I've sent to Joette, which she will share with you. And then I will take some pictures of these outside after, and then I can post them in the group too. And you're welcome to use them after I paint a few more of these. I can't handle it, but it is super cute. I've never done the waves before, but when I was Googling on Pinterest, like looking at donuts for hours, because that's what I do. There's so many great designs. It's so easy. It's literally about you'll have a harder time picking your icing color, that I feel like, than anything else. But they're so cute, and I hope you make them, and I hope you tag me in them, because I would love to see what you make.
Oh, that would be great. So yeah, definitely. And if you share it in BalloonCoach community or Balloon Boss Mastermind or Balloon Business Startup, whichever our Facebook group you hang out with me on, or Instagram, and hashtag Jenny, that would be phenomenal. I love it. What I want to do is go ahead, for those of you who are on live, go ahead and type in if there's any questions you have about this design. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can see the recipe real quick, and then I will be putting it up in the groups for you too. But again, Jenny is with 3 Sparrows, and is it Fetty Studio?
Yeah, it's Fett. So it's French. My business partner is French. She's from Quebec. So Fett means party.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah.
And so to make a 2.5 foot sprinkle donut, it's the 18 quads attached to the 260. She made her balloons about 4.5 inches and a total of the 18 quads. And she showed you guys how it's that you have one that has the icing color and the next one has 2 of the icing colors as you're making your quads. And I just loved this design that she did as the arch going over the area where everybody's hanging out for the party, and then personalized it with having the age of the birthday person. A super, super cute design. I love it. And for those of you who have not been a part of BalloonCoach.com and you don't know much about it, you can go to BalloonCoach.com and look things up. And if you want to hang out with Jenny Moore at Balloon Boss Summit, it's November 6th through the 9th is the main classes. On the 10th, we have the CBA exam plus bonus classes happening. And lots of fun photos here. We no longer have to wear masks, so that makes it even more fun that we can actually read each other's lips when they're talking. But we had it over the last 2 years during COVID. We still had it. So you can do a full payment, or you can do a 6-month or 3-month payment plan. Our 6-month payment plan, I did extend it to April 30th, but that will be the last day to do the 6-month payment plan. And if you're in our Balloon Boss Mastermind program, which is my monthly subscription, you do get $300 off. But you can see all of our amazing instructors. We have Carolyn Heyman from Batalic, who is a person who created Conrad the Unicorn and so many amazing costumes. She'll be talking about working with Lincoln Balloons to make costumes. Cecile Williams from the Balloon People in the Bahamas will be there representing Jamar, doing really fun photo ops. We're especially going to do a couple with her for Christmas. Chris Potts is being sponsored by Qualitex this year, going to be teaching about rigging and how to feel confident in putting balloon drops to the ceiling, walls, set up behind a stage, and then how to be able to feel confident in making letters and things that you can hang. Chris Ann Long is our keynote speaker. She's a business growth specialist, and she is a part of the Donald Miller Business Made Simple coaching program, and I'm super excited to bring her. Tabitha Miller is coming back this year and being represented with Tough Techs this year, and she's going to be doing tools with Tab to make you feel more confident in using tools to build the frames that you need. We're going to make a really cool, awesome frame for the entrance for the events. Sarah Meyer with 17 Hats. Like I said, she's got her own home-based business, but she also is putting these great things in place to be more efficient. Jeff Kelly with Asset Lab will be coming back this year to talk tech. Misty Kaufman is being sponsored by BalloonTags.com. And Jenny, I was just thinking you could probably make a really cool balloon tag that looks like the balloon donut. So you could take that balloon donut image and put that on one of the tags and be like, "We bring sweet balloons to you." Just thought of that. This year, Scott De Lorenzo with Balloons by Tommy is being sponsored by Brody's, and he will be there talking about business development. Peggy Williams is coming for the first time. She's been in the industry for over 3 decades. She was one of the first instructors I ever learned from. She has so much knowledge on having your own business, how to retail, and just is phenomenal. And so she'll be doing a balloon boat camp on Sunday to really help with those people who still have problems with heat sealing, and working with different things to really give you that extra spark for your cha-ching. We have an accounting company, Elizabeth Fiore. We have Marlene Potts, sponsored by High Float. Her and Chris, honestly, are always talking to people. Kelly Minkowski of Dave Talks Business. Again, another customer management system to show you how in her balloon store and her tent rental company, she's been able to put systems in place for her staff and do training where she doesn't even have to be there. They just watch videos. Dory Sapol and Holland are both people who've been with us for years at Summit, and they're going to be teaching on mitzvahs, all the things that you need to know about having a mitzvah when you're working with somebody to know, are they kind of more liberal and modern, or are they very traditional, and being able to know all the services that go with a mitzvah to make sure you don't do any faux pas, and how you can service those clients best, which will also help you out with working with quinceañeras, sweet 16s. And so that's going to be super fun. And we're going to build the decor like we're having a mitzvah for our final night. So we'll have some great pictures that can be used in marketing. And then Tammy and Charlie's are going to be coming from Amazing Balloons in North Carolina and sharing their story on how they set their dreams and their plans, and they have increased their sales, and now they do over $400,000 a year in sales. Victoria West is got her own storefront, and she is great on grassroots marketing. You know about Jenny and Melissa Vinson helping us out with all of our amazing photos. Jonathan Fudge will be there to help us out with our marketing calendar. Eddie Halen, the king of latex and just helping people take the next step in their business, will be back again. And Belinda Berry loves to sit at the table with you and help challenging you when you say you can't do something. And Gary Ledbetter has traveled all around the world and will help us with the rigging. So I wanted to make sure you guys knew about how you can hang out with Jenny again and being at Balloon Boss Summit. And at this point, what I'm going to do is see if there were any questions that came up for Jenny about the donut that she can answer at this time. So let's see. Bobby said that this is great timing to show an air-filled design in the middle of the helium shortage, and I agree. So those of you who worry about the helium shortage and what am I going to do? I can't, do helium bouquets like I did before, or the price has gone up. Make sure that you raise your prices as needed. If you still have it, think of it as gold and make sure you price it well, right? If your price is tripled or quadrupled, then you need to increase your pricing for people so that you're not losing money on the deal. But show people all this other amazing stuff that can be done with air, and especially for your corporate clients and your businesses or a school that may want something to last a long time. This is a really cool display that can be up for quite a while, or after the party, the kid can enjoy this in their room. So any last minute questions for Jenny on her confetti balloon? I'm not confetti.
No. Well, even like
her sprinkles
is really easy. Like everything is just really easy. I'm just making some eggs now because
Yeah, can you explain that one more time for folks?
So when you're making an egg, it's really easy. You're just blowing up. Just pull one out and show you exactly. You're pulling out a 5-inch, and just this is the only time I'd say like it's okay that it's oval, but you're just going to tie your knot on the top. So that's your balloon, and then just push up to the top. Make it more eggy.
So yeah,
you just cut your top off, and then I just paint them only on one side. Why would you paint both sides? No one will see it.
Great tip. I love it. So new words for today are donutty and eggy.
Oh my gosh, I had to make up my own words. I just got to roll with it.
And so for those of you who may have missed it, some great tips with this for selling it is to look at Donuts with Dad, any of the pastry shops or donut shops that are opening up in your area, or maybe having an anniversary. This is a super popular theme, anything with sprinkles on it, for sweets and Candyland themes. And it just gives you that little extra pizzazz. Just make sure that you count your time and that you're charging for it, because the time that you're spending making all these details need to get paid for. So that's the number one thing I always preach with people is if you're straying away from just classic decor with just the quads and you're adding those extras, make sure you get compensated for the little extras, but those extras make a huge statement. So a question is, what can something like this sell for? Do you have a range that you typically look at as a base price for these?
I sell them for at least like around $70. That would be my starting point. They're a lot of work, like at the end of the day. And I know I can get it. So I would work it into my price. My hope is that someone wouldn't just buy a donut. I'd work it into like a garland with these amazing donuts that'll be part of your theme. Like you got to really sell it. Like if their theme is Mother's Day, we're gonna add these really great like flowers on it to incorporate your Mother's Day decor. Like I'm always selling. I worked at the Gap for a long time, and if you ever worked at retail, you're always trying to add extras. Like, oh, do you need any socks? Like, because I wanted to get those extra numbers. So that's the same thing.
Right. And I know other people who would charge $125 for it.
100%. In my area, there's no way. But.
No, and this is something I always challenge, and I appreciate Jenny being in teaching, but I want to just say this. When you ever catch yourself saying, no one in my area will do this, then what I always say to people is, then why are you doing it? And make sure that you're being profitable. So I understand being creative. I understand grabbing people's attention. But what I want you guys to make sure that you do is that you do the time study and think, how many straight up quad columns can I make in the same amount of time? All right. And so that's the thing that I always look at is make sure how many of classic decor can I make and what will my profit be on that in that same amount of time. And I know sometimes you're not going to get that exact amount of money, but then you don't want to necessarily promote that for everyone because you're going to be doing a little bit too much time. So I always encourage people to check that out. So Jenny was saying that she would do at least 70 for it. And I said, I know people who get 125 for it. Um, so, yep. So 70 was the first price and 125 was the second one that you heard. And then the other thing I always tell people is charge as much as you can get, but
Yeah.
make sure that you are checking your supply costs so that you're not losing money on the deal. Because I always say when you're taking that time to make all these extra details, what else could you be doing or selling in that same amount of time? So that you balance it out, right? Because that's the other thing too. Sometimes people tell me, oh, I get tired of making standard columns. I want to do something creative. Well, then just make sure that you have enough of the other stuff that's at a bit of a higher profit margin for you. So great. And so the last question is, what is the best way to tell customers to hang these or display these?
I just, this one over here in the back corner, I tied with a ribbon. I just made a loop and tied it around the back of one of the quads. And then I hung it with like a command strip to this, because I don't care about the ceiling. So, but if you're more caring of the location, you could do it. If someone already has like a nail hook on their wall, like you could reuse that. They're so light that I think there's lots of ways that you probably, I'm sure Joette has like a million ways, but I'd probably use something that's already existing on their wall. And with like you could either use fishing line if you don't want it to show, which would be perfect. Ribbon, because you could add like a really cute tassel to that, or like, I don't know. I could go on forever.
Yay. All right, guys. So thank you so much for your time, Jenny. Again, if you guys have other questions in the future, you can always email me, Joette@BalloonCoach.com, and let me know people that you would like to hear speak. And I will go ahead and turn off the recording for now. And for those of you who are on live with me, you can ask other questions outside of the topic of the donuts, and everything with BalloonCoach is recorded. So our free lunch and learns I put up on my YouTube channel. And then I also put them in our Facebook groups. And then all of our paid trainings get saved within our Balloon Boss Mastermind program, which is a monthly subscription. You can stay a month or years if you like. And you can find out more about that at BalloonCoach.com. Thank you, Jenny. And the recording will be out within a couple of hours. Have a great day. Thanks so much for your information.
Thanks so much.